the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Let's go to Justin from Dayton. What can I do for you?
I got a question of the ages. I'm non-denominational, and I started listening to you guys a few weeks back, and, you know, I feel like God sends me to things and teaches me things through other religions as well.
Sure.
I was Christian. I love Christianity. I didn't entirely like all the views. I just wanted to follow Christ.
Yeah.
So with that being said, is Catholics, Christians, I feel like Christians a branch from Catholics and Protestants is a branch from Catholics as well, but I could be wrong. But
no, historically, that's pretty true, yeah.
What makes one the right one to belong to?
Well, religion is simpler than one would think. There are in the world only two types of religions. There is theism and pantheism. Either the world, the universe, or string theories, right, the universes are self-creating and they are God, or these things were created by a being outside of them, and those would be called theists. And the common religion of humanity has always been pantheism, that, you know, ancient people would look at a rock or a stone or a tree and somehow this was a living thing, and they worshiped the gods who they perceived in nature. And that's part of why there's gender, because trees and rocks and everything had personalities, and they were either male or female, or neither. So that was kind of worshiping the world itself was an ancient religion. Modern people do that all the time. The so-called science approach that science will answer all the questions that religion tried to answer, I don't think it ever will, because there's always one more question.
Yeah.
That's kind of one form of religion. But then what we believe is that there is this perfect, infinite, immortal, all-powerful being who brought all things into being out of nothing, and he created it for a purpose and intervened in it and came into it. And there are only three major branches of that religion, maybe four if you count Zoroastrianism, but Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. And those are kind of the three of them. And when I look at those three, the one that to me is most beautiful is the religion that worships Jesus of Nazareth. What he said, he answered the questions in a way no one ever had. Well, God is completely other, completely different. No, he said that's not true. God is intimately involved with every human being. God is sacrificial love. And when I see Christ sacrificing himself on the cross, I'm convinced that he is who he claimed to be, the very image of the visible image of the invisible God. What Christianity teaches is if you want to get to know God, if you want to get to know what the creative force that brought all things into being is, get to know a Jewish carpenter who was born in a barn and died on a cross. That's rather amazing. But Jesus said, if I'm lifted up, I'll draw all men to me. And I find the image of Jesus on his cross irresistible. And then, well, did Jesus come to start an institution? Well, if you read the scriptures, it's pretty clear he did. And, which institution has the most reasonable claim to that? And I think for all of its imperfections and all of the difficulties that Church Universal, the structure of the church found in the Catholic Church, is the institution that Jesus started through the ministry of the apostles. So that process of elimination, you got theism and pantheism. I believe theism is true. I don't think the universe created itself. I think that's not possible. And of the three great theistic religions, I find the one taught by Jesus of Nazareth to be the most beautiful. And of the institutions that claim to have been founded by him, I think that the Roman Catholic Church has the best and most ancient claim. So that's why I'm a Catholic. Does that help?
Yeah, absolutely. I get that. I just, my mom's a Christian. I used to be, and I've always been fond of the Catholic religion. Or maybe, I don't know why exactly. I had some friends in it, movies about it, the Vatican, the popes, all that's always intrigued me. I don't know what was the oldest religion. I don't think Catholic might have not been the oldest, but
it's not the oldest religion. It's the oldest of the Christian groups. Now, the Greek Orthodox would say they are, and we would say, that they were founded by the apostles too. But the idea of the unity of the church that we find in the papacy is very important. And these are difficult times in the Catholic Church. I still think it is the institution founded by Jesus through the ministry of the disciples. So, well, good luck in your search. And I'm glad that even though you may have given up on churches, you haven't given up on Jesus. Because Jesus, he is who he claims to be. And by the way, you're calling in from our nice new station in Cincinnati? In Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Dayton. You're in Dayton. Yeah, we're in Cincinnati, as my grandmother used to call it. God bless, Justin. And there's a great guy called Justin Martyr, who was an early Christian philosopher who was martyred, and that's where your name comes from, Justin. And he was a great hero of the early church. You might want to look up St. Justin Martyr.
Like what you just heard? Share it with your family and friends, and thanks for listening.